But when Kutch time, the day is January 30th, 2026, and the number 7 Michigan State Spartans just lost to number 3 Michigan Wolverines. They lost 83 to 71, and it was their first loss against Michigan since 2023, and their first loss at the Breslin since 2018. Michigan State lost due to an abysmal first half that saw them only score 26 points. They had an even worse three-point shooting night, shooting 4 for 23 the entire game. There was only two good things tonight. Jeremy Fears was the only guy of the vets, of the guys you expected to show up tonight to show up. He was the only one. Um, yes, Kohler had double digits. Yes, Carr, I think, had double digits. But they didn't really have the greatest games. Carr had an okay game. Kohler did not. Jeremy Fears had a good game. He had a career high 31 points. He had 7 assists. He had 5 rebounds. He had 4 steals. He did his job. He was foul baiting. He was doing everything Fears does. But no one else showed up. It's unfortunate because this is probably Jeremy Fears, one of Jeremy Fears' best game. Yes, he can't make a three still, but everything else in this game is going, and that's usually how it goes. It's just bad. It was just a bad game. But Jeremy Fears was the one and a half bright light, one true bright light for the Michigan State fans, for the guys, people watching, the people at the game, that were Michigan State fans. Jordan Scott, he had 10 points. He had a good night. He made some good defensive plays. He made some good offensive plays. He made a three. He does shoot 1 for 5 from three. But overall, it was a pretty good game for him. He was active on both ends, which, I mean, he played better than usual, but just so many players played worse. It was a bad game. Jackson Kohler, I don't know what happened then. He lost a shooting touch. He went 4 for 13 today. Still finishes with double digit points. Had 2 for 7 from three. Something about Kohler is wrong. I know. I'm pretty sure he was sick for a little bit, but I know at least he was sick at about this point a week ago. I don't know if he's still sick. He still might be, but his jump shot is ruined. In the past 6 games, he's 5 for 26. It's hard to win games when the guy who was your leading scorer can't shoot anymore. Now Jeremy Fears is basically their leading scorer in this stretch. And that's just not really what Jeremy Fears was expected to coming in the season. Jeremy Fears was expected to be a facilitator. He's not been. I mean, he has been. He has been. But now has to take more of a scoring role, and just more responsibility in that because Kohler is not picking up his weight right now, and he has to figure it out. Because the reason why the Michigan State Spartans were so good was because of Kohler. Kohler's struggling, and so are some of these games. He has to do better. The team overall shot 4 for 23 from three. It's not a three-point shooting team. Michigan State's not a three-point shooting team. They really never have been. Well, this is one of the worst games. Worst game since Arkansas. Arkansas was obviously one of the worst three-point shooting games in Power 4 in a while. Jackson Kohler 2 for 7. Fears and Scott were 1 for 5. Cohen Carr shot 3. And missed all of them, which is actually rare now. Usually he actually has been shooting at a better clip. I mean, and it's not like these shots were bad shots. They were open. A lot of them were open. They just couldn't knock them down. It's hard to punish bad defense when you just can't shoot. That was today. They just couldn't shoot. And that's why they scored 26 in the first half. I mean, they did have a better second half. They actually had the lead in the second half at one point, with less than 10 minutes to go. They still lost by 12. I mean, a lot of it's because of the free throws at the end. Really, Michigan didn't win by 10 plus, but people not looking back at this game won't care. It's a 12-point loss. The bench was, and even Devine, who's a starter, but basically played bench minutes tonight. Devine, Cam Ward, Kurt Tang, Trey Ford, they played 35 minutes. 35 minutes between 4 players. You would expect one of them to score, right? I would. I'd expect one of them to score. Devine usually has offense, has an offensive role. Cam Ward, when he's in, usually has some kind of offensive role. Kurt Tang, push up shots. They had 0 points. You're not gonna win if your whole bench puts up 10 points. I mean, you can, but your stars have to go crazy. And guess what? The stars went crazy. Only Jeremy Fears was good tonight. Only Jeremy Fears was a good player tonight. Um, it was they only between the four of them they shoot 7 times. Uh, again, that 4 players shoot 7 times is also pretty absurd. But this game was bad. This game is probably the biggest loss, just like to the gut that I've seen in the Breslin in a while. Yes, they lost to Indiana last year, but that was a close game still, and that one didn't have as much weight to it. Yes, Michigan State lost to Duke, but going into the game, I don't think a lot of people expected us to beat Duke. Duke is Duke. They lose and it's whatever. Michigan's you have to beat Michigan. Michigan's the one team you have to at least beat once, and usually that once is at home. Um, I don't know the last time Michigan swept State. It might have been 2018. They just have to do better. They have to do better because this game has to be punched. There has to be a gut check because you lose in front of the fans. You lose in front of the people who waited outside. You lose in front of the people who stood on the cold for hours. You have to do better. And tonight, that just didn't happen. Jeremy Fears, yeah, I'm going to keep saying his name because he was the only one that showed up for the fans. Other guys tried, they just didn't. Not saying they didn't try. I'm saying they didn't show up. When game time came, they fell. Jeremy Fears didn't. Well, next game's Wednesday. I have to travel to Minnesota. Minnesota is not great. So hopefully the Michigan State can get an easier bounce back win. But no telling what this will do to the locker room. Hopefully it won't do really anything. They can kind of get over this win pretty quickly. Or maybe it's like the Indiana loss last year. It probably won't be. But hopefully they can win that. If they don't, there's questions to be asked. Thank you.